In the ancient world, Egypt was a land of power and prosperity, ruled by a pharaoh who believed himself to be a living god. But when he defied the true God, the land was struck by a series of catastrophic plagues, each one more terrifying than the last. Among these was a plague so devastating that it would forever be remembered as a symbol of divine wrath, the plague of locusts. The story begins with a man named Moses, chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. Time and again Moses came before Pharaoh with a simple message from God, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he refused. Each time he denied Moses' request, a new plague descended upon Egypt. The Nile turned to blood, frogs swarmed the land, gnats and flies filled the air, and more. But still Pharaoh's pride remained unbroken. He refused to acknowledge the power of the God of Israel. So, God sent Moses with a final warning, "If you do not let my people go, I will bring locusts into your country tomorrow." And so, it came to pass. A wind from the east began to blow, carrying with it a terrible darkness. But this was no ordinary storm. It was a harbinger of doom, a force that would bring Egypt to its knees. The locusts came in numbers so vast that they covered the land. They filled the sky, blocking out the sun, turning day into night. These creatures were not merely insects. They were agents of divine judgment, sent to punish a nation that had defied the will of God. No plant was spared. Fields of grain, orchards and vineyards, all were consumed in a matter of hours. The locusts devoured everything in their path, leaving nothing but barren earth. The wealth and abundance of Egypt were reduced to desolation. For the people of Egypt, this was a nightmare beyond comprehension. Their food, their livelihoods, their very future was being stripped away before their eyes. They cried out in terror, but there was no escape. This was the price of Pharaoh's defiance, a punishment that none could avoid. Pharaoh, once so confident in his power, was now faced with a force far greater than his own. The land was in ruins, his people in despair. Finally, he summoned Moses and pleaded for relief, promising to let the Israelites go. But his promises were hollow, for as soon as the locusts were gone, his heart hardened once more. The locusts departed, carried away by a strong west wind just as they had come. But the damage was done. Egypt, once the jewel of the ancient world, was left in ruins, and Pharaoh's refusal to submit to God's command would soon bring even greater suffering upon his people. The plague of locusts stands as a powerful reminder of the consequences of defying divine will. It was a judgment, a warning, and a harbinger of the ultimate cost of Pharaoh's pride.